Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Lisa. You're in the UK. Okay, so who watched Aiden Fucci sentencing today? Today was a pretty emotional one. Her whole family, Bailey, the Bailey family, Tristan Bailey, her whole family did their impact statements except one sister. She couldn't do it. So they had first, the second oldest sister came up first, Alexis. And what she did was she dropped these teal color stones into this glass, 114 of them, one for every stab wound. And then they put white rocks. Each person put a white rock in for something that died the day that Tristan died. So very emotional. So they had Alexis, and then they had the brother come up, Tegan, and he said basically this is like destroyed him. He problems with college. He started drinking and to black out stuff, and so yeah, it's really bad stuff. Then they had the oldest sister come up, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and the other sister couldn't speak. They had the grandmother come up, the maternal grandmother, and she read the paternal grandmother and grandfather's statement. She read her own, then the mother, and then the father. And let's see, and then one of her best friends came up. Let's see. Her best friend, did I get everyone that came up on the victim's impact statements? And then they started with the defense calling witnesses, and they called a psychologist, and oh my gosh, that psychologist, just to be qualified as an expert, I think it went on for like 3 hours for his credentials, but then he said, I can't get inside someone's head and tell you something. Well, really? No? Okay. The mother, yeah, it was heartbreaking. Yeah, it was all very sad. Then they had, who else did they have? They had the dean of students, and they had one of the administrators from the jail, and Aidan Fucci's grandmother. His parents are not in the court, they said, because he said he doesn't want them in the court because they have been harassed. That's what they said. So I don't know about that. Let me see. And then they had that psychologist on. And they're going to go again at 9:15. They're gonna start tomorrow and probably button it up. Oh, they were doing their closing. Let's see, and the prosecution said, he needs life. He's not able to be rehabilitated. He is a lost cause. Even if you give him life, he will still get a 25-year review. And then the defense was arguing that given the 40 years, because he'll get programs that he can't get if he's, has life, and he's still going to get the 25-year review. So then we'll see what happens tomorrow. That Aiden Fucci wrote a letter to the court, and there were letters from other people, but that was about it. What you guys think? Did you guys watch it? Did you watch it?
I watched some
Thursday?
of the
Jimmy said that. Jimmy said he thought he heard them say Friday. And I said, what do you mean Friday? Is that true? Jimmy said that. He said, didn't he say Friday? And I said, why would it be Friday? Tomorrow's Thursday. Is that what you think, Kevin? In a way, it would be good because I have to go to the doctor. No court on Thursday. Okay. Then Jimmy was right. And then Leticia, we're going to go talk about Leticia. But before we talk about Leticia, let's talk about this baby that was left outside in Massachusetts. Police in Massachusetts are searching for the mother of a newborn who was abandoned on the front step of a Springfield couple who returned from a weekend away Sunday night to find the baby wrapped in blankets in a car seat. Being a mother, I don't know how anyone could do that, said Julianis Aviles, who found the child with her husband. His face was so swollen, his feet were red and super swollen, his whole body was cracked, his hands were cracked, he needed medical attention. Aviles warmed the baby while her husband ran for help from a next-door neighbor who said she's seen the car but thought it was a delivery because the family has small children. I looked at the baby's eyes. All you could see were these swollen eyes from crying so much. It was so devastating. It broke my heart in pieces, the neighbor Marilyn White said. Investigators say the boy was taken to the Bay State Medical Center and is recovering from his ordeal. I hope Mom gets help. We all know she needs help, Aviles said. I hope she's able to get the help. Aviles also said the family is willing to foster the infant when he's well enough. Massachusetts has a safe haven that allows parents to legally surrender a newborn 7 days or younger to a hospital, police station, or fire department without criminal consequences. But she left him there for 2 days in a car seat. Oh, wow. That's just crazy. Okay, he's... all right. Okay, now to... Leticia. Did they ever find Scotty Morris? I still can't find him, huh?
I don't believe so. I believe they suspended the search yesterday, I think. And they're doing one more sweep, from what I heard, and nothing.
Okay, the final sanity report on Letecia Stauch was released in court this week as the jury selection continues. Prosecutors say 11-year-old Gannon Stauch was stabbed, shot, and beaten to death inside the El Paso County home, January of 2020. Months later, his body was found stuffed in a suitcase beneath a bridge in Pace, Florida. Letecia Stauch, his stepmother, was arrested in 2020 and charged with his murder. According to the latest Sanity Report, Dr. Dorothy Lewis, at the defense's request, said Stauch was in a psychotic state around the time Gannon was killed. The report arrived 7 months after the defense requested an independent assessment and over a year after Letecia Stauch's previous sanity reports were submitted to the court. Michael Allen, the district attorney, said earlier this month that the delay in submitting the final sanity report was a disrespect to court deadlines. Meanwhile, jury selection continues. The court has to trim down a long pool of potential jurors due to the case popularity and extensive media coverage. The selection is expected to last about 2 weeks with the goal of obtaining 16 jurors for the upcoming trial. About 75 potential jurors appeared in court on Tuesday. And April 3rd is when opening statements are scheduled to start, no later than April 3rd. And they said, the defense attorney previously said they were concerned about publicity's effect on the jury selection, but the judge said that publicity itself is not a basis for the removal of a juror. The question is, it doesn't matter what you've heard, doesn't matter what you've seen. The question is, can you put that aside and based and decide the case based on facts. And if the answer to that is yes, then it doesn't matter what you've seen or heard. And that's that. Let's see what else we have. And then they're trying to dismiss Leilani Simon's case. See. Attorneys for Leilani Simon, 23, want the judge to throw out the 3 murder charges against her. She's due in court on Thursday for a bond hearing and arraignment on charges that she beat her 20-month-old Quinton Simon to death on October 4th and then reported him missing the next day to the Chatham County Police, prompting a 6-week search that ended when investigators found Quinton's remains in a landfill. Chatham County Police said that a week after Quinton's disappearance, they believed the boy was dead and that his mother was the only suspect. She was arrested on November 21st. She has been in jail without bond and indicted in December on 19 counts, including 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count of malice murder, as well as 4 counts of lying to investigators. Leilani's public defender filed motions to dismiss the charges of lying to investigators as well. The attorney said that the charges against Simon are imperfect in form and fail to allege any manner of death, any manner in which any cruel and excessive physical pain was inflicted, or the nature of any object or weapon which resulted in any serious injury to the victim. According to the indictment, Simon beat Quinton with an object, unknown to the grand jury at this time, killing him with malice and a forethought. She then took his body to the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza, where she discarded the toddler in a dumpster. During the course of the investigation, she told detectives several times that she left her home in the late night hours of October 4th to pay an existing drug debt, statements that are included in the indictment as falsehoods. She also told several differing stories about meeting a friend to pick up Oragel for mouth pain in the early hours of October 5th, first saying she met someone at a gas station and then saying she met them at a mobile park. Then, when confronted about having thrown something in the dumpster there she said on October 12th, it had been just normal household garbage. Another change in the story came on October 31st when she claimed it was someone else and not she who left the house early that morning, although she changed the story again on November 21st when she was arrested, saying that she did leave the house and traveled to the mobile home park, but she did not meet her friend and she didn't remember what she did there. Simon is expected to be in the courtroom on Thursday, although Judge Tammy Stokes has already barred live streaming of the proceedings. So we'll just find out what happens later on. Okay, and then there's some more stuff on Stephen Smith. A South Carolina state trooper who responded to the 2015 death of Stephen Smith near the property of convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh said his family said he immediately believed it was murder, the state trooper. South Carolina Highway Patrol Lieutenant Thomas Moore said that he believes Smith, 19, who was found dead on the road in Hampton County, was murdered at that spot or killed and dumped there. Moore alleged that despite his suspicions, the probe was quickly closed because the medical examiner deemed his death a hit and run. That is not good. I keep losing these. Speaking with WJCL, Moore claimed he took his concerns to officials at the Highway Patrol as he believed he should have contested the medical examiner's findings. He reportedly also alerted Hampton County Sheriff's Office and line by line explained to them why this was not a hit and run and tried to hand them a file and they would physically not take it with their hands, he recalled. Smith's case was eventually closed due to a lack of witnesses and insufficient leads. However, attorneys representing Smith's mother said on Tuesday that the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division has since deemed Stephen Smith's death a homicide. On Wednesday, the agency issued a statement in which they clarified the timeline of the investigation into Smith's death. SLED says an autopsy that was performed the same day Smith's body was discovered and a medical examiner deemed he was fatally struck by a car. SLED has not requested SLED was not requested by the Hampton County Sheriff or the South Carolina Highway Patrol to investigate Mr. Smith's death. According to the agency, it re-explored Smith's case after agents received information and reviewed the Highway Patrol's investigative file. However, it's unclear what information they got, where or who it came from, and why it led them to reviewing the case. From the South Carolina Highway Patrol case notes, it was apparent that South Carolina Highway Patrol did not believe Mr. Smith's death was a hit and run by a motor vehicle. SLED's investigation into the death of Mr. Smith was never closed. It remains a homicide investigation. Progress has been made, and SLED's investigation is active and ongoing. Smith attended high school with Buster Murdaugh, who recently denied having a role in Smith's death. This has gone on far too long. These baseless rumors of my involvement with Stephen and his death are false. I unequivocally deny any involvement in his death, and my heart goes out to the Smith family, Buster said in a statement issued to NBC. Smith's family said that they were seeking an independent autopsy in light of the investigation into Paul and Maggie's murders. Let's see. So, yeah. So that's going to be done. Okay. Well, two inmates, I just heard this, who escaped jail using a toothbrush got caught dining at IHOP. Well, okay. John Garza, 37, and Arlie Nemo used a toothbrush and a metal object to break out. Read this stuff up. Where'd they go? To IHOP. Mm-hmm.
They wanted them crepes. They're good.
Yeah. Two inmates were apprehended on Tuesday, a day after they allegedly escaped from jail. Newport News police said in a statement John Garza, 37, and Arlie Nemo used a toothbrush and a metal object to break out of their cell at a Newport News jail annex. The pair reportedly used the tools to access untied rebars in the wall before scaling a containment wall and escaping. The following day, Garza and Nemo were captured at an IHOP in Hampton. Newport News Sheriff Gabe Morgan said citizens had spotted the pair and called police. At the time of their alleged escape, Garza was being jailed for contempt of court, probation violations, and failure to appear. Nemo had been charged with credit card fraud, credit card larceny, forgery, possession of burglary tools, grand larceny, contempt of court, and a probation violation. Nemo and Garza have not been formally charged in connection with Monday's incident. They had to go to IHOP. Come on. Ex-boyfriend was Wisconsin man jailed at cheese factory. Let's see. Lori Vallow has no death penalty. We've already gone over that. Two SUS children missing in Mexico could be in imminent danger. Alleged killer dentist. He's playing a game of chicken with his wife. I don't see anything else coming out about the dentist yet. And I have to say, I'm not loving these nail things. They're not staying on. Look, they're not staying on. They're not staying on. They're like, they feel like less than a Band-Aid. I've lost several, and I can't do stuff with them. I try to peel an orange or something, forget it. So how are these are like less
Are
sticky.
you peeling them off the back, like so it's nail polish that goes on there?
What do you mean?
You peel it off.
What do you mean you peel it off? Wait.
Like there's a plastic.
Yeah, you take the, where did I put them? Yes, it's on a little plastic and you peel it off, and then it's sticky, and then you put it on, and then you file it. But they're not sticky enough. They're not sticky enough.
Yeah, but it should feel like regular nail polish. Like it should go on just like regular nail polish.
Yeah, but it comes right off. Do you know what I mean? It's not sticky enough. Look.
Try the clear coat over it, Kevin says. I don't know though. Margot, are you awake?
I don't know how Margot's saying these hold up. Mine didn't hold up at all. I can just go like this. Look, they come right off. I'm going to be sending a strongly worded letter to Timo about a couple of things now. Yeah, this is ridiculous. These are like less than Band-Aids. Look, watch. Just go like this. Off. Off. Can't wait you should be losing these all over if you were ever...
And you're cleaning your nails with alcohol wipes first, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, she said, Beth.
What?
Beth wanted to know, did you clean your nails with alcohol?
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't work, Beth. They come right off. Yeah, but even if you put clear coat, that's not going to stop. That's not going to. It's not going to hold them on.
It's so weird. I don't know. Margot, report to the chat. You have things to answer to, Kevin said.
Look. That's really a disappointment. I'm going to write my letter.
Weird.
I'm going to write my letter.
I had some of them, but I just couldn't be bothered with it. It was just too much work. I can't do my own nails. I'm not good at it.
It doesn't stay on. It stinks. Let's see.
Ruff says hers stay on.
Did you get them from Timo? Mine don't.
Margot got hers from Timo.
I know, but mine don't. And I didn't get those. Yeah, very disappointed in those, huh?
Ruff gets hers at the Dollar Tree, and Beth said they don't work on some people. It's all in your chemical makeup. I can't get them off.
They don't work on me. I'm going to try and another one, and they're not going to work on me, and I'm going to try another one, and then I'm going to just tell them I want my money back. Because they don't work on me. They're not working on me. They're not working on me. So that's disappointing. That's disappointing. I'm gonna go take a picture. Okay. I wish Lacey was still here at the zoo. I'm really upset about these. I thought these were going to work. I bought so many too.
Just sell them then. If they work for other people, you could sell them. Because they work on other people.
It just stinks.
You remember Margot said she buys them a little bit smaller because they can stretch?
Yeah, but I tried to stretch them because mine are small too. They just don't work. They're not sticky at all. They're very... There's no way they just slide right off your nails.
Are your natural nails very smooth?
Not very smooth, but I mean, normal nails. I'm very disappointed with them. Very disappointed. Thought there was going to be something really good. I'm so disappointed.
No, I was thinking of buying them, but now you're making me wonder.
No, they're not sticky at all.
Because I have problems with regular polish sticking on my nails.
Yeah.
Like within one day, they start to peel everywhere. But I have my hands in a lot of water.
And I'm always like peeling oranges and stuff. I mean, I literally washed my hands and I lost one, and then I was like, they just kept feeling like, you know, sometimes if you gob too much nail polish on and it just like peels right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like they were constantly going. I constantly had to look and make sure they were all there.
No, I noticed you playing with them as soon as you came on.
Yeah. They were driving me crazy.
Ow.
Al had to say, but some
But Anne,
Yes.
did you pull something just now?
Yeah, I coughed and hurt my chest.
Great. Okay.
That rib thing. It's better. The rib is better, but when I do something too much, it's still, there, I guess. Well, they say it takes like 6 weeks for a broken bone to really fully be healed, so it's only been like, 3 weeks?
Just be careful, please.
Right, I don't need to snap it again.
I don't know. I'm getting so tired. I've been so tired today. I just wanted to sleep. I mean, I did my bike ride and I thought I was going to get my second wind, took a shower.
Where'd you ride to today?
To Today, where was I? I was in, heck was I? Montana?
You should have went to Tokyo.
Yeah, I should have.
Maybe
No,
tomorrow go to
where did
Tokyo.
I go today? I went with that girl. I'm trying to think where she took me. Oh, I was in Italy. I was in Tuscany.
Oh,
Yeah. They were saying Randy and Alex showed up on the Smith scene first, and Randy ended up with Smith's phone, not the police. Really? That's weird. Very weird. Let me look about that dentist if there's anything new with him going on. And we're going to try to go to the Murdaugh auction tomorrow. I'm going to try. I've got to set something up before I go. And Jim, if I'm going to try to run back from the doctor. I'm so tired of it. What's wrong with me? Okay, let me see. Let's see what they were. Let's see if they have any new ones here, new comments. Well, they do. Well, let's see. Newest. Why? Let's see. 3. No, we want to see newest. I just said to you. Nothing here. Okay. Nothing there. Colorado dentist is accused of murdering his wife. Brought his Texas orthodontic lover to Colorado to continue their affair. During the time he was allegedly poisoning his wife, arrest documents revealed James Tolliver Craig of Aurora also exchanged obscene emails with married orthodontist Karen Kane and arranged his flight for when his wife was in the hospital, according to an arrest warrant. Oh dear. Karen. What'd you do? Supposedly, Craig was having an affair with the Texas orthodontist Karen Kane. Kane has moved on from his relationship with Craig. From his relationship? I think they mean that. She has moved on. It just happened. How do you know what she's doing? You don't know anything about what she's doing. What the heck is she doing, Karen Kane? Here's something about the mistress. The mistress who found herself at the center of the Colorado dentist murder case can be identified for the first time. She is orthodontist Karen Kane, 49, who is currently in the middle of a divorce from her husband, Jason. The Daily Mail caught up with Kane as she left her office in Marble Falls, Texas, in her medical scrubs and purple sneakers for a lunch break. Well, they got her. They got her. Look at that. You can run, but you can't hide from the Daily Mail. She was still wearing a wedding band on her right finger despite currently going through a divorce with her husband, Jason. She did not respond to questions about her alleged affair with the porn-addicted dentist, James Craig, who has been charged with poisoning his wife. Instead, she called police on the Daily Mail photographer. The cops agreed he was just doing his job and told him that Kane had told them she knew the media was looking for her because of her relationship with Craig. Craig, 45, from Aurora, Colorado, is being held on suspicion of murdering his wife of 24 years, Angela, by poisoning her. Investigators claim he mixed potassium cyanide in her protein drinks. Yikes. Angela, 43, started feeling sick back on March 6th. By March 15th, she was in the hospital for the third time, complaining of headaches and nausea, and quickly suffered a seizure. She was taken off of life support on March 18th. Kane's name was included in 2 places in court documents filed in Craig's case in Colorado, although many other times her name was redacted. Yeah, they didn't redact it. They did a terrible job, Mrs. Kane. It's not our fault. One was on an image of a Southwest plane itinerary. The nearest airport to Kane's home is Marble Falls to Denver, that included the name Karen Kathleen Kane. She was due to fly out on March 8th and return 2 days later. It appeared that James had redacted visit him while his wife was in the hospital sick, wrote the Aurora detective Bobby Olson in the affidavit. The other was at the bottom of the March 16th email and included her professional qualifications and work address. In the email to her alleged lover, she wrote, "Hi, honey, I'm so sorry for what has transpired this week in your world. I'm sorry I am not part of your world to be of more help to you, and instead I am pulling you away. This is so hard," she continued. "I want to be and do whatever I can to support you and encourage you, and I don't want to add to what has already become an incredibly difficult time. I can't imagine what it's doing to you to walk your kids through this. I do want to give you any comfort I can, but I do not feel it's right for me to mix in with all those gathering to mourn Angela either, and I do not want to meet your family as a friend and try to conceal what I feel for you. I am praying for you and seeking God's wisdom for this time." She signed off with the words, "I love you." According to Kane's online biography, she has lived in Marble Falls since 2004 and has 2 adult children, a daughter, Carson, 21, and a son, Cooper, 19. She says on her website that she is the only orthodontic specialist in Burnett and Llano counties west of Austin. Despite her relationship with Craig, she seems to have a low opinion of general dentists, as she stresses why patients should use orthodontic specialists. Let's see. Yeah. Uh-oh. Life support. Yeah. So they're on to you, honey. They're on to you. Just doing their job. Okay. Hi, Dandy. Yeah, the husband was porn addicted, according, yeah. Yeah, Sassy. Hi, little lady. Hi, little lady. I've only been on here for 14 minutes. We just went to the Japanese zoo. Hold on a minute. I'm so upset. I wanted to see some more animals. I'll be right there in it. Right there. I know I'm gonna feel so tired in a minute. Oh no. Hold on a minute. Jimbery. Oh boy. Hold on a minute, guys. My husband did not. Sorry, I had to put away something that Jimmy left out. So what else is going on? Everybody's asleep on the panel?
No, I'm here. I'm just on mute because of background noise. You have a line pop, I see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But lime?
Mm-hmm.
Go for an ice pop. I don't have any.
They're the halo ones. I know, I gotta do the new Zoom too, I know. I better do it. I'm still here, guys. I'm just starting up the new Zoom. Woman's work is never done. Participants. Let's see. Okay. Don't worry, Emmy. I'm putting it in the right place. Come on. Oh, we can look at the other Murdaugh stuff. Hold on, I'll show you what else I have. Okay. Now I gotta let these people in. I'll show you what other stuff they have. Margot and Nicole.
Margot,
Nicole.
where's Sharon?
Let's see,
Hello.
Liberty. I'll show you what else they have, guys.
Where are you? What do you? I gotta go see what you're doing.
Going to showing them the Liberty auction stuff or the Murdaughs. Really need a dozen of those, LOL, hoarder. I may can afford this. They said a lot of this stuff was from their house. Oh, I need dead ducks too. Is that the Murdaugh's toy soldiers in the back? They had them on the porch of their old house. I believe Paul's picture was taken in front of them. Yes. Looks like it. Yes.
Oh boy.
I need them decoys. Devin Taylor, now you want to go? Well, well, well. What do you think of when you see this? I'm not Sierra, but I think of Tyler Doyle. That's a lot of ducks. Are they stuffed or ceramic? All that money and he bought only Craftsman? Seriously, yes. I want that tool chest. Why is it stuck on this? There we go. Oh, no, it's going to advance too many. Okay. There is a photo on Maggie's page with her sons, and these are in the background. So much of the stuff on this post is from their house. I saw a photo of their old house with these on the front porch at Christmas time. The boys were young in the photo. I tried to post the pics, but it won't let me. Y'all, why doesn't her mama or sister want some of these things? They didn't get a choice. I didn't think about that, and that's terrible. I guess because they owe everything. It's awful. As a sister who lost a sister, I need something meaningful of hers. It would be painful without just one thing that holds a happy memory. 2 toy soldiers. Wow, not me buying heebie-jeebies. What are you doing Thursday? I need these from the Murdaughs. No. Yes, I need them. Water in a squirt bottle will do the trick, remember? Murdaugh soldiers. Someone's asleep on the panel.
I think it's Margot. I'll get her.
Okay. What's the monogram
Oh,
on this one?
co-host.
Someone said. It looks like MYA. That's what I thought. There's a meat grinder.
Carolyn, I'm not a co-host, so I can't mute her.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Sharon. Okay. There's me. No. They had these coat racks in Mazdell.
Wow. That's crazy.
Are
to
those
see
from
all
the
this.
Murdaugh's home?
I think so. Let me check.
Somebody
Let me
said,
check.
duh, that's the whole point. How do you know that items are marked by a numbering system, not by the name or where they came from? It's all over the news. It's all over the news who those specific clothes belong to. This company deals with many estates at the same time. That seems kind of weird, but I don't watch the news, so I don't know. You're right. I've not seen anything like this happen before. Live and learn. Any vineyard vines? Any of these have stains? Doug Smith, I'm not sure whether to laugh or take you seriously. I was hoping someone would ask. I wonder if their missing shirt and shoes are there. Maybe that's what Alex told Buster to find and take care of. Make sure they end up at the auction. Nobody will notice. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I saw the sale was finalized. Oh my goodness. Kind of ironic that they're selling something dead from that house. LOL. Dead plants? Really? Anything and everything. Clearing the house out. Someone bought it. That's what I was thinking. No, the pots are pricey, but they could have removed the dead plants. That's strange that they didn't. I was going to ask you if you've ever seen this auction. I see you have. Killed everything else. Why not the plants? LMNO, they didn't even bother to take the dead plants out. How much for the pots? I like those. It's an auction. They died before they could get killed. Keyword, dead. Do you have to pay extra for the dead plants? Dead plants? The pots? Why, this is absurd. Nothing special about those clay planters. Baby stroller, high chair, art easel are from Paul and Buster, or are there other small children? Bryce's nephews. They have at least 3 estates in this auction that probably aren't theirs. Wow, it took my breath away. Someone has to pay the light bill, and I would do the same thing. The auction house is savage. This is a bit much. Blackouts? Well, this isn't creepy at all. It's a chicken. The most iconic, interesting item on that table to me is the blackberry. Think about it. Where do you see a blackberry? Christian, on the bottom right of the picture, I made a comment about it. That's a calculator. My thoughts. How about the book, Crisis of Character? Oh man, I need a copy of Scarlet, but I have to work. Research the title is kind of sad. John Grisham's A Painted House. The themes in A Painted House are secrets and secret lives, family and family coming of age. One theme is A Painted House is a theme Secrets and Secret Lives. Luke keeps secrets from his parents many times in the book, and that means that they do not know what Luke has seen and done. A love warrior. Love warrior delves into the life of Glennon Doyle, a woman who battled with self-destructive behaviors, eating disorders, depression, and many, many challenges before finally embracing the life she deserved and started living meaningfully while being true to herself. Alex should have read Crisis of Character. Some are probably Paul's. What is that wreath made out of? Pecan hulls? I thought it was bugs. Me too.
I thought it was too.
I have never seen a pecan hull. Interesting. I thought it was pecans. Look, that's her golden goose. But that goes with the pair of shoes. They were already sold, yeah. I'd like to have this, but I'm wiping all the prints off first. Her bike, what a sad, sad ending. Her green bike, saw it in one of the videos. It was in front of the house, like it was parked there. Like she parked it there and went inside. Staged in the yard for effect. She was murdered 1.5 years ago. No way that sat out in the weather that long and looks brand new. It's not brand new. It's rusted like crazy. Bet that elliptical brand new. Doesn't look brand new. None of this family have hearts. All about money. So sad. Here's the treadmill he got those steps on while napping. Amanda, I had the same dining room as the Murdaughs. Joshua would match our new chairs. Oh, what the heck? What happened? Fill in the blank. Is that you? Good Lord, what victim is this? I'm just wondering, whose skull is this? Stop it. Would love that tag. Some rag my mom had when I was younger. What tag? Oh, this one? Looking into that mirror is very creepy, getting a bad vibe. What is that back there? What are those things? Look like people almost. I like that. And I really like that. I would love that in my bathroom. Okay. Oops, I see the B and BB&T bank bag. Oh yeah, BB&T. Look. These towels look like they were stolen from a hotel. They look so ridiculous. I thought they'd have like really nice towels. Okay. How much for the crystal punch bowl? It's an auction! Gone with the wind. What's on that box is nice. Dominoes. Everybody loves a clown. Police clown. I love the figurines on top of the toolbox. Hummels, they're worth a little bit. Only valuable thing I've seen. Yes, my best friend inherited some from her mom, and it's a pretty huge collection, worth lots of money. I was blown away. It makes my heart so sad to know that no one in the family is left to appreciate these beautiful works of crochet and quilting art. Hopefully they will find a new home. That looks like a baby crocheted blanket. It might have been Paul's or Buster's. Wonder who made the quilt. There's a Holly Hobby dish. I love that little dish. And I had a dream about a Holly Hobby something. So weird. Carolyn Parrish, I love that dish right there. Wonder if there are any tapes. Wonder if he left 13 Reasons Why. Snoopy. I love these two bowls right here, Carolyn Parrish. Love it. The tapestry. I have one with JFK and Bobby. I wish I lived closer. I'd love to have that. As a genealogy buff, this makes me sad that this is not in a family member's possession. This picture looks haunted. Oomph, I just jumped out of my chair when this popped up. Original Crocs prototypes. Cute! I wouldn't mind owning that van. Oh no, you better leave Annabelle right there. Well, at least someone had good taste. I needed this palette cleaner picture. Someone had good taste in music. Don't know if this would be helpful. It may have zero to do with these, but I don't know. We wipe ourselves down with dryer sheets for the no-see-em gnats when in low country. It may be why they had them for hunting. Dryer sheets. What are these? Brianna Richardson, Your Mama and Those Christmas Trees. Yellow crime tape. It was leftovers that the sled team didn't use. Is this a sofa bed? Okay. So you saw what we saw. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Crazy to see that stuff. Like I don't know, man. It's just really weird. The crime scene tape. What the heck was that about?
I don't know. Check the Poshmark again? I don't. You think she has more stuff in there, Blanca?
What's the name of this live right now, Carolyn? I can only find the on YouTube. I can only find the auction.
It's what is the name of this live? Should be something about Aidan Fucci.
You are correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Same thing, Kevin.
Thank you.
She had the dust bag for them. It's right there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Kevin. Nothing new. No Poshmark new. I want to know where a lot of the money is being hid. Really? I don't know. The whole thing gives you the creeps, little lady. Little lady. Crime scene tape is a Halloween decoration, Beth says. How do you know, Beth? How do you know? I mean, do you really know that it's a Halloween decoration? You could think it is, but what if it was something else? We don't know for sure. Oh. I don't know for sure. Let's see what else. Um. Hold on a minute. This is from the accident of Stephen Smith. July 8th, 2015, 5:15, Lieutenant Brock, Sandy Run Road, County of Hampton. Rowell is the primary investigating officer. Photos by Duncan. Incident. On July 8th, between the hours of 1 and 4, an accident took place involving the victim and an unknown subject. The victim was found in the middle of Sandy Run Road, deceased from some sort of blunt force trauma to the head. Responded to the scene. I saw no vehicle debris, skid marks, or injuries consistent with someone being struck by a vehicle. The victim's shoes were loosely tied, and both were still on. After consulting with mate, we see no evidence to suggest the victim was struck by a vehicle. The incident is still under investigation, with supplemental report to follow. Notified by Lieutenant Brock of the incident, I notified Corporal Duncan, on-call supervisor, to contact on-scene supervisor. Corporal Duncan called me to advise me that he was told it appeared to be a homicide and SLED was taking it over. I was advised there was a possible gunshot wound to the victim's head. Corporal Duncan then discontinued his trip to the scene. I then advised Lieutenant Brock of the updated status of the incident. I was notified by Lieutenant Brock that the victim did not have a gunshot wound according to the autopsy. Contacted Sergeant Burns and Sergeant Moore to gather further information. Contacted Corporal Duncan to formulate a plan of action. Flyer was made and disseminated. I met with Sergeant Moore, Corporal Duncan, Corporal Powell, and Brittany Burke at People's Roden Funeral Home to examine the body. Attempted to make contact with the 911 caller at his residence. He was not home. Traveled to the scene and documented. Met with Hampton County Sheriff's Office to gather any of their information and the victim's phone. Corporal Allen advised me that we are not needed at the autopsy. This was according to SLED and Hampton County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Booker contacted 1830 in reference to the incident in Hampton County. Met with Fire Sergeant, what is that? Moore, Sergeant Booker, Corporal Rowell, and Brittany Burke, People's Roden Funeral Home to examine the body. Moore's photographs were done at this time. Left the funeral home to attempt to interview with Ronnie Capers, the 911 caller. Traveled to the incident site, traveled to 422 Joe Miley Road, and met with father, sister, and brothers. Okay. Notified at 5:18 by Sergeant Booker in reference to an incident in Hampton County on Sandy Run Road. Contacted Corporal M.D. Allen, on-scene supervisor, in reference to this incident. States a white male was found in the roadway on Sandy Run Road. The only injuries to the victim were around the head area. Corporal Allen called back and advised me that it appeared to be a homicide and SLED had been called. States it appeared to be a possible gunshot wound to the victim's head. At this point, I contacted Sergeant Booker and advised him of this circumstance. According to family, Stephen would never have been walking in the middle of the roadway. States he was very skittish. Clothes and iPhone were sent to SLED. Audio interview conducted with the 911 caller, Ronnie Capers. Mr. Capers states he never stopped, just saw someone lying in the road. States he thought it was an animal at first, but when he got closer, he saw it was a white guy laying in the road. Traveled to Hampton County Sheriff's Office, impound lot, to photograph Stephen's car. Gas cap was unscrewed and hanging outside of the gas cap door. Gas cap door? Contacted Mark Bickhardt by phone. Mr. Bickhardt was in a relationship with Stephen Smith. Traveled to Mr. Bickhardt's residence and conducted an audio interview. States him and Stephen were in a relationship. States he had talked to Stephen by phone and text on the morning of the incident. States he believed foul play was involved. After leaving Mr. Bickhardt's residence, he called me at approximately 14:12. States he is not sure about the timelines and just rambled in conversation. Contacted Corporal Rowell about asking the family for Stephen's iPad and laptop. Mr. Bickhardt called again and left a message. Mr. Bickhardt called 3 times and left voice message. Mr. Bickhardt called twice while I was in a meeting. Called times 10:49 and 10:51. Subject left a voice message. Traveled to Troop 7 HQ and met with Lieutenant Taylor and Moore. Briefed them on the incident. Moore transferred the iPad to computer for me. Let's see. Contacted Corporal Rowell to make arrangements to interview Stephen's twin sister, Stephanie Smith. Traveled to Hampton County and interviewed Stephanie Smith at the DMV office. States Stephen became very sensitive about 2 weeks prior to the incident. She did not know anyone who had a problem with Stephen. States Stephen had class at Orangeburg Tech on the 7th of July. Also said she didn't talk about his boyfriend a lot. Retrieved computer. iPad taken to Charleston Sheriff's Office by Corporal Proctor. Spoke with and interviewed Stephen's mother. Mother confirmed that Stephen had become more secretive lately. Mother also said that Stephen had a friend at Burlow Bat, that they had a disagreement a while back, possibly named James, but they became friends. Thought it was very strange. Stephen was not studying like he used to and was playing hooky from school. Spoke with her for Corporal Rowell about tracking down James Bilo and checking on video from store and seeing Mark Bickhardt earlier that morning around the incident site. Spoke with Corporal Rowell about James and video. No video, and James states he and Stephen had a relationship for a while but has not seen him in a while. Contacted Lieutenant Johnson SLED, still no luck unlocking the phone. Spoke with Stephen's mother, no new information. Reviewing iPad download, media, 7:5:15, 11:50 to 1, do not come, NBSP. Francamente me quiero ir a casa la calor me. Está montando. Tuesday, 3:30, 1955. This is information from the iPad. Contacted Lieutenant Johnson with SLED. Made arrangements to pick the iPhone up on Tuesday. Contacted Sandy Smith in reference to assisting with unlocking the phone. Sandy Smith states she was the secondary fingerprint for the phone. States she can meet with me on Tuesday in Orangeburg. Picked up iPhone from SLED. No chain of custody with the phone. Met with Sandy Smith and Stephanie Smith in Orangeburg. Unable to unlock the phone. Contacted Richard Tutton, Stephen's best friend. Redacted states last time she spoke with Stephen was by text. Around 7 to 8 p.m. on 7/7/15. No other information. Conley met with me around 8:30 to transfer the iPad to me. Returned iPad to Stephanie Smith. Stephanie Smith contacted me by phone and states that she had some information that she wanted to give me. Asked Stephanie if she would email me the information about what we talked about over the phone. Received an email with the information. Sandy Smith called, states she went back out to the scene and found a footprint about "200 feet down from where Stephen was found." States the impression was in an ant mound. Also says another print was not visible because of rain. Contacted Angela Carroll in reference to Stephen Smith's death. Information from Stephanie Smith states a boy named Brendan asked if Stephen and Buster Murdaugh ever had any type of relationship. Attempted to call Brendan. No answer. Left message. The father of Brendan Strother called me, wanted to know what was going on, stated he would have his son call me. Brendan, Sergeant Moore in reference to Brendan Strother. Brendan Strother contacted me at 10:35. States the text that he sent Angela was what he heard from others, just rumors. Continued to look through information downloaded from Stephen's iPad. Still trying to get a timeline. No new information. iPad was at Orangeburg Tech the night before his death, according to breadcrumbs file. Attempted to contact Mark Bickhart by phone. Went straight to voicemail. Left Mr. Bickhart a message. Time 10:54 hours. Attempted to contact Mr. Bickhart, left a message, 13:10. Attempted to contact Mr. Bickhart, still goes straight to voicemail, left a message. Attempted to call Mark Bickhart, left a message, goes straight to voicemail. Spoke with Sandy Smith. Gave me a phone number for a person who may have some information, only knows first name, Cecil. Phone number. Attempted to contact Cecil, no answer, left message. Attempted to contact Nora Williams. Sandy Smith states she may have some information about Stephen's death. Phone number. Rings 4 times, voicemail. Spoke with Stephanie Smith. What Nora Williams and Dale Stanley states. Dale says he was there. It was a green Jeep that was following Stephen on or the day before he died. Sandy Smith called me at 12:23 and wanted to know if any of the interviews done have led to any new information. Sandy Smith called and said she had heard on the radio that an arrest had been made or will be made in reference to her son's death. Had the Corporal Proctor contact the radio station in reference to an arrest. Ask him to find out if this was true and maybe who called saying it. Received an email in reference to an anonymous tip. States Dentero Aiken, along with another black male and a white male, Murdaugh, are the ones involved in the death. This tip is referring to Stephen Smith. Contact Raul and briefed him on this information. Also sent an email to him. Sergeant Moore, Sergeant Burns, Sergeant Booker, about what I wanted for Corporal Raul to do. Sent Corporal Proctor this information and advised him on the situation. I went down to MUSC on this date and met with Dr. Erin Prisnell. She is the pathologist that performed the autopsy of the victim of this case. The reason I went and spoke with her was due to the preliminary report where she stated that the victim was possibly struck by a motor vehicle mirror, which was the cause of death. Sergeant Moore had already had, from my understanding, a heated conversation with her about this. And the team always had a good working relationship with MUSC, so I wanted to see if I could go down there and get some sort of clarification. As soon as Dr. Presnell came into the room, she gave me a negative tone. She began in a negative tone, stating that I did not have a meeting scheduled and that she was very busy. She stated that she could not even begin speaking with me about the case without the coroner's consent. I advised her that I had spoken with Coroner Washington the day before, and she basically called me a liar and told me that she would call him right then. When I asked if she wanted me to call from my cell phone, she backed off. I asked her what she stated in the report. I asked her why she stated that in the report. As soon as Dr. Presnell came into the room, she began in a negative tone, stating that I did not have a meeting scheduled and that she was very busy. She stated that she could not even begin speaking with me about this case without the coroner's consent. I advised her that I had spoken with Coroner Washington the day before. She basically called me a liar and said she would call him right then. When I asked if she wanted me to call from my cell phone, she backed off. I asked her why she stated that in the report, and her answer was because he was found in the road. She had no evidence other than that from this statement being put in the report. She asked why we did not think it was a vehicle strike. I explained to her that we had no evidence of the individual being struck by a vehicle. I asked her if somebody with a baseball bat could have done this, and she stated no. When I probed further, saying, what about someone in a moving car with a bat? She stated, well, I guess it's a possibility. She then asked if we found a bat as evidence. I could see this conversation was not going to yield any positive results, and as I was leaving, she stated that the report was preliminary and it was my job to figure out what it was that struck him, not hers. I spoke to Coroner Washington today in reference to the final autopsy report from MUSC. He faxed me a copy of the report and told me that he does not agree with the pathologist, stating that the victim was struck by a motor vehicle. We discussed the fact that the report states the cause of death is blunt trauma, motor vehicle crash, pedestrian versus vehicle. Then the manner of death was undetermined. I would think that blunt force head trauma would be the cause of death, and the motor vehicle crash would be the manner the trauma was delivered to cause the death. The pathologist also states in the report that in the light of historical information along with the autopsy, these conclusions were made. To what historical information she possessed, I am unaware. I attempted to speak with Dr. Presnell at an earlier date to go over the information that had been discovered throughout the investigation, and that was ill-received. The coroner did tell me that the deputy coroner that had gone down to MUSC the morning of the autopsy and spoke with the pathologist, she has since been fired from his office. I spoke with the deputy coroner Green and Agent Burke with SLED, as both of them were present at the time of the autopsy. Both stated they made no reference to the pathologist about the victim being struck by the vehicle, only that he was found in the road. The coroner stated that he had made contact with the pathologist, Dr. Presnell, and that she stated she would be willing to change her report to read however he wanted it. That sounds great. I received a message to call SLED agent Michael Moscal in reference to discussing trace evidence located on the deceased clothes in this case. During our conversation, Mr. Moscal advised that he located about 10 1mm single-layer blue paint chips. Mr. Moscal advised he needed more paint layer evidence to pinpoint a particular vehicle. Mr. Moscal advised that the PDQ database indicated the paint could be from an industrial tool, dumpster, or a signpost. Mr. Moscal added that Toyota used this particular paint on its vehicles from 1982 to 1988. I received information from Corporal Duncan about an individual, Darrell Williams. He is stating that his stepson, Patrick Wilson, told him that Sean Conley struck and killed Stephen Smith. Mr. Williams said his son told him in confidence that his son had moved out and he did not know where he was staying. He could only tell me that Patrick attended a Christian school in Ridgeland. I drove down to Ridgeland and went to Step of Faith School. Patrick Wilson was not a student there. I then found Legacy Utah Baptist Church School. Patrick Wilson is a student there, but was no school today. I then drove to Hampton, attempting to locate an address for Patrick. I could not get his stepfather to return my calls. Mr. Williams stated that the reason that he was passing this information on was because Randy Murdaugh told him to call. Lieutenant Corporal Hoffman and I went to, redacted, in an attempt to interview Dontario Aiken. There was a Hyundai Genesis parked in the front yard, and within minutes of being at the subject's house, the family began arriving. We had no answer at the residence, and I made contact with the subject over time. Mr. Aiken advised he was working with a logging company, Brunson Forest Products, and we met him on SC3 on the railroad tracks in the town of Veldock. Mr. Aiken advised he did not have any knowledge of who killed the victim. Mr. Aiken advised he learned of the death through Facebook. Mr. Aiken advised he was working with BLT Logging Company as part of his swamp crew, cutting tracts of woods in the Ravenel during the week the victim was murdered. Okay, I cannot read anymore. We're going to have to finish this tomorrow. There's like 110 pages, and my eyes are falling asleep. So, and I have to go to the doctor. I was just getting ready to say, what did you say, Kevin? Hold on. It seems good. I do want to read it all. I feel like we read part of that at one time. Just who was she involved with the Murdaugh, within the Murdaugh clan? Who are you talking about, Kevin? All right, but I'm going to go to bed. We'll finish this tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless. We'll try to do the Murdaugh live auction. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, like, notifications, everything. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Sweet dreams.